The original 1960 Psycho, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, immortal classic. Tony Perkins as Norman Bates at the Bates Motel. Janet Leigh as Marion Crane. What can you say? Suspense classic based on Robert Bloch's book. It has stood the test of time. There was a 90s color remake by Gus Van Sant, of course. But the immortal classic will always be the original Psycho by Hitchcock. Master of suspense. The shower scene alone has endless cuts, endless editing. There were a lot of different angles he went into that. There was a young woman who was a substitute for Janet Leigh in part of the filming of the shower scene, because there were certain nude scenes that Janet Leigh was not comfortable with. So Marley, and I'm going to do something on her, Marley Renfro, who does have a book out and she does go to conventions, was the stand-in. The stunt woman, shall we say, who did parts of the shower scene during the filming, parts that Janet Leigh wouldn't do. All of that notwithstanding, for many years after Psycho, Janet Leigh herself was afraid to take a shower and preferred to take a bath instead. And this was true of a number of women, including my mom. When she saw the movie when it first came out, she was afraid to take a shower after that. And a number of different women had that same response. It hit a visceral nerve in audiences across the nation. And a few years later, when it made a comeback through the theaters, through the drive-in theaters, when I was a child, my parents took me, and the shower scene initially scared me so bad as a 4-5-year-old. I had to cover my eyes up during parts of the shower scene. But the movie stays with you. It has become a cult classic. As I grew up, it became one of my favorite films as an adult. So if you haven't seen the original Psycho by Alfred Hitchcock, I strongly recommend it. Cannot give it too many superlatives. It ranks up there in the top 10 movies, as far as I'm concerned, of all time. And this has been Rich Vernadeau with a review of Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.